if these three conferences go forward without the two that aren't playing, and they go through your regular college football playoff, is the champion legitimate?
Yes, and even though I've wavered on this, Greeny, in the year 2020, there is no normal. There's no, well, it's different than it used to be. If you play for a championship and you win, you're going to claim the championship. And the Big Ten and the Pac-12 can say it's not fair, but they haven't really competed very well in the championship anyway. It's been about Dabo Swinney's team for the last 5 years in either Alabama or LSU, and Georgia made a run as well. So I think if we get that, we're that fortunate, and I mean it, if we're that fortunate to have a college football playoff champion, I think everyone should just be happy and say, you're the guy, you're the champion. Congratulations.
Look at that stat from Hembo. No team from outside those two conferences has won a game in the playoff the last 5 years. So, RC, same question to you. If it ends this year, if these three conferences play, is the champion legit like it would be in any other season?
Well, you know, I'm an SEC guy, so, you know, I lean with Paul. Like, it doesn't really matter. Clemson's going to be in there, and the other team from the SEC is going to be in the championship. One of those two teams will come out and be the champion, and that's what happens in a normal year. But it's hard to say that when you've seen Ohio State compete, when you've seen teams from the Big Ten have good runs in the college football playoffs since we've had them. And so, you know, it's just one of those things that there will be a champion. The champion of what? We don't know. Can you call them a national champion? I'm not sure. Can you call them the champion of the teams that said, forget science, we don't know what COVID's going to do anyway, so we still going to play, and we won that championship? Can you call them the Power 3 champion? They're going to be a champion of some sort. They're going to be the best team of the teams that decided to play. And that's all you can be this year. So I agree with Paul. There's not going to be an asterisk next to it. I also don't know if you can call it the national champion. But think about it. When you win the Super Bowl, when you win the NBA championship, you are called the world champion. You're only playing people in America. So maybe that there's a way you can say, you know what? These are the teams that played. This is the best team of this group. They are the champion of that.
I think that's exactly right. RC, I want you to design the trophy. I want you to get all those words onto the trophy that we give to whoever it is that winds up winning. All right, guys, sit tight, because I have Heather Dinich with me as well, and her reporting on all of this has been exceptional. And I'm told, Heather, that you just received another text that we would find interesting, and so I will give you the floor.
Sure. Thanks, Greeny. So a couple of our reporters at ESPN.com were on a call this morning that was hosted by the Infectious Disease Society of America, and where they were talking about the impact of COVID-19 on college athletics. And this is important because the NCAA's chief medical advisor, Brian Hainline, was on there, as well as two other doctors. And they made comments suggesting that now is not a good time to move forward. But I want to share with you one of the strongest comments from Dr. Carlos Del Rio, who's one of the NCAA's chief medical advisors. And he was asked about whether or not it's safe to proceed right now with fall sports. And his quote was, "We have a serious problem. I feel like the Titanic. We have hit the iceberg, and we're trying to make decisions of when the band should play."
So how should one interpret that? Again, this is the NCAA, which in theory doesn't have purview over these conferences. Two conferences, for lack of a better way of putting it, are acting like it is the Titanic, and three of them aren't. So how should someone hearing you read those words react to that?
They should be confused, because we're getting mixed messages. We're getting one message from the NCAA, which in this role is acting like an advisory committee, and then you hear what you hear from the Big 12, which is it's safe to proceed slowly. I don't know, Greeny.
Right, that's right. And the SEC, who's still talking about having fans there. And listen, I can't sit here and tell anyone I know who's right and who's wrong, but having this kind of disconnect, I'm told Paul Finebaum has a quick thought for us here. Go ahead, Paul, what do you want?
That's a pretty chilling comment, Greeny, and I know that we've had a variety of views, but this is someone from the NCAA, and he has credibility. He has been the driving force throughout all these medical conversations. So that's fairly sobering, if you ask me.